Hi and welcome back to The Books Are Everywhere. Today I am here with a TBR video and we are already part way into the month of September, so I am a little late with this one, but there is a very big readathon happening this month I really wanted to partake in, so although I am a little late, I thought I would still do my TBR video because I've got to decide my TBR, which I have already mostly done, although we do have a book to pick on this video. But in case you hadn't clocked, the readathon that I'm going to be partaking in this month is G over at Book Roast's Magical Readathon, which happens normally in April and August every year, although this year it's April and September, which I'm not mad about because it's normally a spring and autumn semester and September's more autumnal than August, so I don't mind that. I think it's cool that it's in September this year and I'm very excited. I've been taking part in this readathon for years now. It's quite a complex one, so I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of this readathon, but instead I will leave some videos down below including this year's announcement, and also there is like a beginner's guide I think that G has done, which is brilliant because, as I said, this readathon is quite complex and might be a bit daunting if you've not taken part in it before, but I love it. Essentially it's a magical world where you pick a calling, like a career you want to aspire to do, and based on that calling you have to do certain classes and pass certain exams, and each exam has a different reading prompt. I am going for the Feywild Cartographer calling, which I did back in May because I didn't take part in April as I should, so I did it in May instead, which is fine, and I'm going to carry on with that calling. So I have 7 books to read, that's 6 exams, one of which I have to get a Q in and the rest I need to get an O in, so that's 7 books overall. As I said, there is still one that I need to pick on this video, which we will do in a bit, but for now let's dive in to my TBR. So the first prompt I had is an O in Elemental Studies, and that's your favourite scent or smell in title, cover or author name. I was trying to think what my favourite scent is, and although I don't think I necessarily have like a favourite scent, the thing that came to mind was rain, which is like, you know, when it's been hot and then it rains and the tarmac gives off this like smell. I can't remember what it's called, it does actually have a name. It's called petrichor, which is a term coined by Australian scientists in 1964. Cool. But that is the name of the smell. I don't think I'm going to find a book with that. Well, there probably is a very niche like scientific book with that name in the title, that word in the title. But I was looking for rain. I could not find a book on my TBR that had rain in the title. So I did find Scattered Showers by Rainbow Rowell, but I read that last year. So then I started thinking about books, bookstore, bookshops, things like that. Had a few options there because obviously I love the smell of books and there is something special about going into a bookshop. I didn't notice when I worked in one, but now I don't anymore. I definitely noticed that smell walking into a bookshop. So I'd kind of decided on a couple of other choices to choose from, and then I had some post. And in that parcel I had the Rainfall Market by You Yeong-Gwang. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. This one is a Korean bestseller. It was sent to me by, I think it's Penguin. Let me just double check. Michael Joseph. Penguin. So thank you to Penguin for sending me this. And it has a really beautiful cover, although I'm not a big fan of the shininess of it. It feels really weird. But this one is, honestly, I don't actually know what this is about. Let's see if there's a synopsis. Here we go. On the first day of the monsoon, an old ramshackle building appears. This is the Rainfall Market. Inside you will find magical bookstores, hairdressers, perfumeries and anything your heart desires, but you cannot enter without an invitation. Serin, who lives in a small flat with her mother and dreams of a bigger, better life, can't believe her luck when she receives a ticket inviting her to step inside the Rainfall Market. Once inside, she will have the opportunity to swap her life for a new one, a better one. Accompanied by Isha the cat and followed by a mysterious shadow, Seren tentatively steps inside. There she is told she just has 1 week to choose the perfect life and find true happiness. However, there is a catch. If she doesn't find her dream life, she'll be trapped inside the market forever. That sounds really interesting, and it doesn't surprise me that I requested this. It's been a few weeks, but I'm looking forward to reading this. It's just about 200 pages, so not too long, and it also sounds like a perfect autumnal read with the rainfall theme as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to that, and it just worked out so perfectly that I was looking for books with rain in the title, and that turned up literally on my door, so on my doorstep. That's amazing. The next prompt is an O in Animal Studies, and the prompt for that one is a phoenix on the title or in the cover. And I actually had this, I got this prompt from Becca on the Books, had the same prompt in her TBR video, and she is going to read Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. And I was so intent on this being my next read, I even put my bookmark in there. I just found my bookmark because I'd lost it, and it was in this book. So I was so hung up about reading this one next, and then I pivoted to another book for like end of summer. So I'm glad I didn't, because now I can put it in this TBR. I am very excited for this. It's following Arthur Parnassus, who is the kind of secondary character in The House in the Cerulean Sea, there we go, by TJ Klune. And I love that book so much. It was my favourite book of, I think, 2021, maybe 2020. And yeah, I love that book. It's following Linus Baker? Yeah, Linus Baker, who is like a magical youth worker for magical children who has to go to this island, to this house, which is like a children's home for the most disobedient of magical youth. And he has to kind of like make sure that they're okay, the children are being looked after and things like that. And there he ends up kind of falling in love with all of these characters and all of these people who live in this house, and it was just such a beautiful story. Very heartwarming, perfect for the autumnal season yet again, because it just feels like a cozy warm hug, and I imagine this one is going to be no different. This one's following Arthur, who Linus meets when he goes to this island, who is the headmaster of this like care home school orphanage. And this one I've heard is a prequel, but on the back sounds like it's a sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea. So I don't know, maybe it'll flash back. I think Becca said the same in her video, so maybe we've both heard the same things. But yeah, I did not know how I was going to find a book with a phoenix on the title or in the cover, so I'm glad that I found that one through Becca's video, or realised that that one has a phoenix on. The next prompt is an O in Astronomy, a book released in your birth month any year. And I have picked Some Like It Cold by Elle McNicoll, which comes out this October. Now this one is going to be a little early to read because it is a Christmas book, and I received this just after Christmas last year, and I thought if I don't read it now in January, then I'm not going to read it for like another nearly a year. I didn't read it in January, and here I am. So I'm going to have to kind of throw myself into the Christmas spirit early. I would like to read this and get a review out before the book comes out, which is, oh, it says the 3rd of October, so there we go. It's a young adult romance, I believe, centering neurodivergent characters, following Jasper and Arthur, and apparently old relationships come to light and small town tensions rise. Jasper decides what she wants before she says goodbye. I am looking forward to reading this. I love Elle McNicoll's writing. I feel like this one will be a very quick one to read, even though it's a little chunky, like 350 pages. As I said, I'll probably have to get into like a bit of Christmas spirit. Maybe it'll be more winter than Christmas though, so we'll find out, but I am looking forward to picking that one up too. The next prompt is a read that will make you emotional, and that's for an O in Alchemy, and I chose Will Prescribe You a Cat by Syou Ishida. And translated by Madison Shimoda. This one is a Japanese bestseller. It's about cats from the publishers who brought you the Travelling Cat Chronicles, She and Her Cat, love that book, and The Goodbye Cat, and this is also a proof from Penguin, so thank you so much to them. This one comes out this month as well, September 2024. Don't know the exact date it comes out, But this one sounds like it's going to be so sweet. The synopsis says, on the top floor of an old building at the end of a cobbled alley in Kyoto lies the Kokoro Clinic for the Soul. Only a select few, those who feel genuine emotional pain, can find it. The mysterious centre offers a unique treatment for its troubled patients. It prescribes cats as medication. Doesn't that just sound amazing? And I know my friend Alex will love this one too, because she loves translated fiction, especially when it's about cats. And to find this book, like for this prompt, I had a look on Storygraph and had a look at my TBR and found what was tagged as emotional. I thought this one might be a bit emotional, but Storygraph confirmed that, so it was perfect for the prompt, and I am looking forward to reading it around the time of its release. The next one is an O in Inscription, and the prompt is a title that has all of the letters of your first name. Obviously not necessarily in order. I did have a few choices for this one, but I ended up going for Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. I've heard great things about this one, and I've never picked it up. I've had this one on my shelf for a couple of years, and I am excited to finally get to it. The prompt of this says, a recession has shuffled Clay Jannon out of his life as a web design drone, and serendipity coupled with sheer curiosity has landed him a new job working the night shift at Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. But it doesn't take long for Clay to realise that the quiet, dusty book emporium is even more curious than its name suggests. It's blurred by Erin Morgenstern as well, and I love Erin Morgenstern's writing, so that is a good sign. And I've just heard such good things about this. I'm very excited to finally pick it up. If I didn't have the Rainfall book for the other prompt, I was going to possibly use this one anyway, so it just fitted in really well with the fact it has all of the letters of my name in it. And then I also need to get a Q in Inscription, which is where the prompt comes in that I haven't chosen yet. And what I need to do for this prompt is to spin a colour wheel, and the colour wheel will pick me a colour, and I need to find a book that has the title on the cover in that colour. So not the colour of the cover, but the colour of the title. So I thought I would do that one with you on camera, which I am going to do now. Okay, I have a colour wheel here, so I'm going to spin it. I haven't edited any of the colours on here, so we could get anything. Okay, we have green. I feel like that's fairly easy. I mean, it doesn't specify light green or dark green, but there's quite a few greens on here. Okay, it is getting dark, but I did find a book. I also had to move some videos off my phone. But anyway, I found a book for this prompt, and it is What You Are Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama. I'm definitely mispronouncing that, but it's also translated by Alison Watts, and you might be thinking this doesn't have a green title. It does on the spine, and I also found like 3 books on my shelf that could pass as having green titles, so I'm taking it. And I also thought I'd just run with, like, I'm already reading a couple of translated books this month, so why not read another? This one is it's set in Tokyo, and it's following Sayuru Komachi, who is Tokyo's most enigmatic librarian, and she's able to sense exactly what each visitor to her library is searching for and provide just the book recommendation to help them find it. So a restless retail assistant is looking to gain new skills, a mother tries to overcome a demotion at work after maternity leave, and a conscientious accountant yearns to open an antique store, and a recently retired salaryman searches for newfound purpose. In Komachi's unique book recommendations, they will find just what they need to achieve their dreams. This one sounds very wholesome. There's another cat. Again, it's a translated fiction. It's not too long, it's just over 200 pages, so I'm hoping this one will be a nice addition to the books I'm already reading. And last but not least, we have to get an O in Demonology, and the prompt is a person who doesn't read for fun picks a book for you to read. I got my brother to pick this one off my physical TBR, and he picked Lies We Sing to the Sea by Sarah Underwood. I just sent him all of the books on my TBR, maybe all of the standalones. I can't quite remember if it was all of the books or all of the standalones, but he picked this one, which I was quite happy about because I have been meaning to read this one for so long, Had it on my TBR for ages. I bought this one when it came out, signed hardback edition, and I've just had Sarah's newest book arrive in a beautiful exclusive hardback edition too to match this one. Yeah, I still haven't read this one. My friend Sophie worked on this, so I have been meaning to read it for ages, and I'm very excited to, well, carry on reading it because I'm already listening to the audiobook. This one is set in like a fantasy magical world in the cursed kingdom of Ithaca, and each summer brings the hanging of 12 maidens, a gift to the vengeful Poseidon. For 17 years, Leto has escaped the curse's mark until now. But death does not claim Leto. Instead, she wakes on a mysterious island, greeted by the immortal Melantho. She tells Leto that Ithaca's sacrifices are the legacy of the great Odysseus, payment for the lives of Queen Penelope's 12 maids cast into the ocean centuries ago. Leto has the chance to break the curse. She just has to kill the Prince of Ithaca. But Prince Matthias also seeks to free the kingdom from his curse. No, free his kingdom from the curse. Torn by her growing love for both Melantho and Matthias, Leto must choose a path to follow. By breaking the curse, they will save thousands of lives, but if they fail, then the tides of fate will drown them all. Sounds very high stakes, and as I said, I'm looking forward to continuing with the audiobook of this. I am a little concerned that I know with fantasy audio that I don't take in as much, but I don't have a lot to listen to on audio at the moment, which is when I always fall back to fantasy. If nothing else on my TBR is on audio, then I want to listen to something. And I'm also a little bit daunted by this, so I thought I would try the audiobook. I might try and also read some of it physically, so I'm not reading all of it on audio, but we'll see. But I'm still excited to continue with this one very soon. Okay, that is all of the books on this TBR, so I'm going to wrap it up here before you can't see me anymore as it gets darker. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. Thank you.